Oh, I'm not a saint. Panama has always been a land of opportunities because somebody that's looking for freedom, to have a space.
Welcome to Pallas Conversations. Meet your host Amos Hornstein from pallaslife.com, your international immigration partner. Speaking with Vicente Vallarino, who grew up feeding and cleaning pigs in the family business and went on to win a national championship as GT2 driver in a Nissan 240 CX. Today, managing a quarry in Chilibre. Let's hear what a businessman who worked his entire life in the primary industries of Panama has to say.
Hey Vicente, thank you so much for having me here today. Where are we here?
We're actually in Chilibre. It's called San Vicente Chilibre. We're around 16 miles from the city of Panama and around 24 of Colón. So it's close between the two major cities of the country.
It's called San Vicente, but it's not called after you, is it?
No, I'm not a saint.
So your family many years ago saw Panama as a land of opportunity, and then they decided to come here.
Yeah, well, my father was Panamanian, but at that young age, he went to Peru, start working at the mines there and have some trucks. Then he moved on to the fishing business. But after problems in politics in Peru, he had to move back to Panama, and he decided to buy this land from his brother. It was around 60 or plus years around. The Panama Road between Colón and Panama wasn't made already, wasn't complete. So it's been in the family for all our life. He started with the poultry business, with the chickens, but he didn't like that business as much. And then we moved up to pigs, and now that's our main business. We got around 12,000 pigs. We got the slaughterhouse of the pigs also on the farm. And in 2000, we started the quarry business. That's our other business that we're running now.
Yeah, so there are many opportunities which are happening right here on the finca.
Yeah, Panama has always been a land of opportunities because it's a land of travels of people coming by, going. It's always a good place to invest because you got a good tax revenues. So it's a good place to do business.
Where did you start your personal career when you finished school? What was the first opportunity you were jumping on?
Well, my family has the tradition that if you want to work, you have to work from the lower levels. So since I was 12, 13, I came to the farm to feed the pigs, to do all the positions until you get to the top. So I don't know, I remember working in everything. Depends on what was needed that day, I will take the job, I feed the pigs, I wash the pigs, I drive the trucks. I have done everything. So that's a good politic to get to understand how everything works,
And then what was the next step for you?
Then I start to manage the slaughterhouse and then I started in the 2000s. I moved to the quarry, and I've been managing the quarry since 2000.
And the quarry it's a very local business as well. You cannot transport gravel so far.
Right, the transport is really expensive, but the good thing is I'm between the two major cities of the country, so I can supply to Panama City and to Colón City. I'm in a range that I can supply both, and I got some really good quality material that makes me a difference from the rest.
And that really is in relation to how the area around is doing. How is the infrastructure of Panama developing, and how is that affecting your business here in the quarry?
Well, Panama is always moving, Panama, it's always growing. Panama, it's always in construction. They're not finishing one building when they're starting another. So it's a good business. It's keep moving. You gotta, like every business, you gotta be on top of everything, but it's a good business.
You've made quite interesting businesses as well. You've been in electronic music. How did you get started there?
That wasn't when I was young. I used to start electronic music with two other friends. We do promotions. We bring the DJs, set up everything. That was a side business because I always work in the farm, but I also had that side business. That was my night business.
So, how come you started it?
One of my partners, a good friend of mine, he had a contact with the DJs because he lived in Miami. and we start bringing DJs every 2-3 weeks to play. And as soon as the other DJs knew that we were promoting someone else, and they start to work with us, like every business, you start little and grow day by day.
Yeah, and since then, even the electronic scene here in Panama developed quite a bit, and now we have summer here in Panama.
Now it's huge. Now the electronic scene in Panama is huge. You get, I don't know, parties every weekend, I think so. And summer is the best time.
And another interesting part is you not only have pigs here and a quarry on the farm, you have more animals, right?
Okay, yeah. We got another business that's right now it's not doing so good because it's more a fashion business. We got a gator farm. We raise gators. The story of the gators were that we have the ponds where we drop all the wash from the farm of the pigs, and the gators start to come into that. And the gators during the night, they will go into the motherhood of the pigs, and they will eat the small pigs. So it was a problem.
It was a pest.
Yeah, it was a pest. So we started rounding them, and my mother started reading that in China they have a farm, but they have crocodiles and pigs, and she likes to do fashion stuff, and that's where to start that business. But that business right now is kind of slow because the world has changed.
Yes.
The people right now doesn't, appreciate. Even if you're coming from a breeder, we're not taking it from nature. They think everything is out of nature. So it's kind of slow right now, that business.
It's quite fascinating. One can come here and you can see real Panamanian crocodile and alligators.
Right.
You have here
Right,
for many years.
Yeah, that business we started in 1984. So we have crocodile for a lot of years.
And you catch some of the first crocodiles yourself?
Yeah, well, to start the crocodile farms, also we need to have, when we decide to have a farm of crocodiles, we need different genetics. So we get special permits from the government to go on and hunt in different provinces of Panama to bring, not to have one genetic in the farm, so to have different, and yeah, have to work hard.
Having been in so many different industries and businesses here in Panama, and every time when you go into a new industry, you need to find out how it works with licensing and everything and business culture. How is business culture in general here in Panama, and how is it going into a new field of business in the country? How would you describe it?
I think it's pretty straight up. We got rules for everything, but it's pretty straight up. And as soon as you comply with it, you can run any business that you like. It's not as complex as other places. You don't have the taxes imposition as other places. So to start business in Panama is kind of fast. It's not that hassle.
What would be your advice to someone who is not Panamanian but who considers coming here, starting a business? What would be your key takeaways for?
Of course, first come and know the country, get around, get to know the people. Depends on what of your business. Panama is not a large volume business, so if you're planning to do something volume, try to think of exporting because Panama doesn't have a big population. But if you work from home online, this is a perfect place. So it depends on what are you getting to. And we got different weathers. You can go to the mountain and have a breeze, or you can go to the beach, or you can go to whatever you like. We got different setup for different people.
And you're also in agriculture and an association with other pig farmers.
Right.
And people who want to come here can also start farms.
Right, yeah.
How does that work?
Okay, we can supply. My farm we got another group that we have an importer, and we supply ourselves of grains. We bring the chips and we supply grains. We supply all the medicines. We supply all the hardware you need for the farm. So if you need to buy, interested in getting into farm, we can do poultry, chickens, or we can do for pigs. And we can give you keys on hand project. If you have it, if you have the land, we can do everything from the design, the construction, and put in the animals, and put in the grains, put in the medicines, everything you need. We can set up for in that field.
And new people, new businesses always welcome here, or how are locals reacting to people coming from outside, bringing investment and new ideas?
Panama is being always a place of traveling. So Panama doesn't have racism or cultural problems with other people coming in. We have always people from all around the world, and Panama has a unique thing for they like the chicken and the pig. They like it fresh. They don't like it frozen. So there is a market always for fresh meat that hasn't never been frozen.
I noticed that before. Here in Panama, you can have all the food of the day grown here in Panama.
Mm-hmm. And fresh.
And fresh. You can everything. Yeah. You can have everything local here.
The Panama, we got sun from 6 in the morning to 6 of the afternoon, almost all year long. So you got a stable sun season. And the only difference is sometimes rains a little more or less, but you can cultivate tomatoes, peppers, whatever you want all year long. You don't have to, like in other places that you had a cultivating season. You can cultivate all year long in Panama.
What is next for you here on the finca and with your business projects? What is coming in the next years?
Well, we got the quarries, and we are now also having other people that are coming to rent space inside my quarry to take out their material for their projects. So we got some people coming in, and that's probably a good business model we're gonna keep growing.
Besides having all these businesses on the farm, it's a huge piece of land very close to Panama City. Do you think about developing anything on here?
Well, we are working also in a master plan now that we are going to move the farm to the back of the land, and in the front land we're not have decided yet of what we're going to do, but it's about 35 hectares that we're planning to develop. Probably this area has a lot of interest in warehouses for logistics because we are near both ports, so it's a good position for logistics. So probably that's the way we'll go, but not defined yet.
If someone is looking for a piece of land, for who do you think will it the best piece of land? You mentioned logistics.
Logistics, somebody that will need warehouses, somebody that will need to remanufacture something or do something and then export it. They can do it here. So because we're near the port to the Pacific and to the Atlantic, so you can ship to every coast of the United States or Europe or Asia. We're in the middle of everything.
You also had some racing history. What do you like to do for fun, Vicente?
Well, now I'm getting old, so I'm not much, but I still ride. I still ride motorcycles. I don't race anymore. I do more enduro. That's going on in the hills and place to place. And I used to do also last time some karting to get the adrenaline out. That's it. Not much now. But in Panama, you can do whatever you want. We got racing series from motorcycles, for cars, for karting. We got now a new track that's coming. So we got 2 big race tracks that are going to be working in Panama. So it's for everyone that really likes, if you like adventure and adrenaline, Panama is the place to come because you have it all year long because there's no seasons.
Yeah, you can go racing, you can go to the beaches, mountains. What are your favorite places?
Oh, I love the Caribbean. I'm a Caribbean guy. Yeah. I know the Pacific is more developed, but I'm a Caribbean guy. Sorry, it's where my heart is. But it's beautiful. It's both are beautiful. You know, it's also we got the highlands here like Chiriquí, Boquete, Volcán. That area is nice. You got Cerro Azul. That's 1 hour from the city, and it's 20 degrees at night. So you got different weathers. And everything's close in Panama. Nothing is far away here.
I mean, you spent all your life here in Panama. You grew up here. But on the other side, you also went traveling and saw the world. But you came back. You love it. Who do you think Who do you think will love being here in Panama?
I will consider somebody that's looking for freedom, to have a space, to have a contact with nature, but still have all the goodness of a big city, all the luxuries. You can have it an hour away. You can be on the mountain. So it's like the perfect place, you know. You can have it both ways. If you like the city, you got a modern city. If you like more the countryside, you got all type of countrysides, and everything is the farthest you can get is to Boqueta. It's 5 hours away in a drive car, 500 kilometers. You know, it's not so far. You know, so it's. I think that's what I like more in Panama, the freedom that we have here.
Yeah, and the freedom, and one is really connected. It's small, but so different here.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for your time and for
Thank
giving
you for
us all
coming.
these insights.
Well, anytime. Welcome to here.
Thank you so much.